Good afternoon, Executive Director. Thank you for making time for this rapid response intervention proposal. I'm looking at a critical data snapshot from our 3rd and 4th grade classrooms across our 3 high-priority Oklahoma City public school campuses. The data reveals a stark system paradox. Our curriculum adherence is at a perfect 100% maximum adherence, yet our student engagement is at a critically low level, and our formative assessment scores are flatlining with completely stagnant growth across from quarter 1 through quarter 4. To put it plainly, we are successfully executing the schedule, but we're missing the learning. Our teachers are strictly following the baseline pacing calendar, but they are confusing coverage with mastery. Driven by an understandable anxiety to meet goal number 1, elevating our 4th grade reading proficiency from 25% to 40%, teachers are rushing through the materials. This plan is a strategic blueprint designed to rebalance cognitive load and accelerate true student ownership. Let's look at the diagnosis. The root cause of this data trend is an instructional misconception that equating curriculum coverage equals student mastery. Because of the intense pacing pressure, teachers are overcompensating. They are doing 90% of the cognitive work, talking, explaining, and modeling, while student productive struggles drop to 0. Students have become passive observers of instruction rather than active owners of their own learning. This starts to create an illusion of progress that poses a direct strategic threat to our district mandates. By moving students through complex text without deep engagement, discussion, or meaning making, we are explicitly violating guardrail number 2, which prohibits instructional practices that deprioritize foundational literacy. We cannot hit goal number 1's 40th percentile proficiency target by passive listening. We must pivot from classroom A to classroom B, the mastery-driven path, where the focus of cognitive work shifts to student-centered, high-productive struggles. To achieve this, we are deploying the SHIFT engine, a 2-part intervention. One part is 60-minute, highly interactive professional development experience built on adult learning theory. There will be 0 minutes of passive sit and get presentation. We will model the exact active engagement structures we expect to see in the classrooms as we walk through. Step 1 is the diagnosis. Teachers will use a structured think, pair, share to analyze classroom A versus classroom B data profiles, self-diagnosing the coverage versus mastery gap in their own classrooms. Step number 2, the learning lab. Teachers will be learners. They will participate as learners in a model literacy lesson. They will engage in retrieval practice, turn and talk structures, collaborative text analysis, and student written response protocols. Crucially, they will use a tracking tool to monitor the cognitive load, debriefing exactly who did the lifting during the lesson. Step number 3 is the design re-sprint. Working in grade level teams, teachers will use our lesson redesign template to restructure an upcoming lesson from next week's pacing calendar. They must answer 4 non-negotiable questions. Where will students talk? Where will students write? How will students demonstrate their understanding? And how will formative data drive the next 10 minutes? Step 4 is commitments. Every teacher exits by submitting a concrete weekly commitment target, such as implementing a specific retrieval practice or discourse structure, which maps directly to our coaching data. However, professional development only creates a systematic impact when followed by intentional, frictionless coaching loops. Part 2 of our SHIFT engine is the 4-step coaching flywheel, executed entirely by our site-based instructional coaches. Step number 1 is the pre-implementation planning. Within a 48-hour window following the professional development, coaches meet with teachers during PLCs to finalize lesson plans based on their weekly commitments. Step number 2 is the classroom walkthroughs. Over the subsequent 2 weeks, coaches conduct short, non-evaluative walkthroughs. The coaching lens is strictly calibrated via a 5-point radar system tracking student actions, student versus teacher talk, engagement levels, evidence of literacy practices, formative assessment use, and demonstration of learning. The focus is not compliance, the focus is student ownership. Step number 3, reflective conversations. Guided by the data, coaches lead quick collaborative reflections asking, what evidence showed students owned the learning? What formative data did you collect? What adjustment will we make next? Which brings us to step 4, impact monitoring dashboard. This quantitative data feeds directly into our site dashboard, tracking weekly formative assessment data, student work samples, and participation rates in literacy instruction. Success is defined by an immediate lift in student discourse and a clear upward spike in formative mastery. Executive Director, we do not need to abandon our pacing calendar. We need to maximize the engagement and rigor within it. Our solution rebalances the scales. Curriculum fidelity plus active learning equals verifiable mastery. By implementing this rapid response framework, we protect guardrail number 2 by eliminating passive learning practices, and we secure the systematic momentum necessary to hit our goal number 1 target of 40th% proficiency. We are ready to roll this out and in service to our 3 priority campuses immediately upon your approval. Let's empower our teachers to transform curriculum coverage into authentic student mastery. As we undertake this work, let's keep W. Edwards Deming's famous words at the absolute center of our approach. Without data, you're just another person without an opinion. Let's move past opinions, look squarely at our data, and give our students the active learning environment they deserve. Thank you for your time and have a great day.